I wish peace for the whole world, the whole nation, to understand, to give up all the strife, all the false battles for money and for power, all wrong ideas that they are different from each other, and come under the banner of Sahaja Yoga and enter into the kingdom of God, where they are invited with all respect and love. I wish peace to all of them, to all the country, all the human beings, in their families, in their hearts, with their children, with all of them. Let there be peace.
Hello everyone and welcome to Journey Within. I hope you're having a good day so far. So welcome to today's meditation. We'll follow up from last week where we did a meditation on satisfaction. So this is the part 2 of the series and I will be doing the part 3 next week. So let us begin by raising our attention and putting on a bandhan. So you know how we put on a bandhan? We circle our right hand around our left, raise it up, and tie one knot. We do it again. We raise our attention for the second time, and this time we put on 2 knots. Now let us start for the third time. And this time, 3 knots. Now, let's build the rainbow around ourselves 7 times. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, continuing from last week, we spoke about satisfaction and we meditated upon that aspect. So today we're going to go one step deeper. As I told you last week that we're going to talk about the 3 aspects of satisfaction. If you remember from last week, we spoke about how when we eat a very delicious meal, we feel satisfied. You know, the satisfaction is immediately felt in our stomach. And this is the energy center where we have satisfaction. And no wonder when we eat, we feel like we're completely full, we've enjoyed what we've eaten, we feel satisfied here, completely here. And when we're nervous about something, when we are anxious about something, we feel butterflies also in the stomach. There's a reason for that, because this is the energy center which governs satisfaction. As always, in Sahaja Yoga, we've always spoken about the left, the right, and the center. Center is where the balance is. When we go off center, we either go on the left or we go on the right, right? Imagine it to be like a pendulum, all right? Now, if a pendulum is hung on a string and you're swinging it around, right? So either it'll keep going on the left or it'll keep going on the right. But what happens when you completely stop? The pendulum swings slower, 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 and there comes a point when it stays in the center. And that is what we're striving for even today. Okay? So let's talk about the 3 aspects of satisfaction. The left side of satisfaction, the left aspect of this energy center, which is again in the stomach area, when you see a woman who is a homemaker, how well she can manage a home in the limited amount of resources. Like, I'm just putting this scenario in front of you. And she can run the home in a very, very smooth manner if she has that quality of being able to run her home and make it a home. Doesn't matter how much you have, it can still be enough. And that aspect comes from the left side. And it's there in every human being. It's the aspect where you become a homemaker, where you become a family oriented person, where you become satisfied with your family. And that is the left side. And on the right side, which is always the aggressive side, because the right side is the side of action and the left side is the side of emotion. So obviously these aspects are always stationed in the same manner. The right side is the aggressive side. It is the side, obviously, of money, of materialism, of acquiring things. But we need to look at the subtle aspect of it. We need to look at dignity in this side of satisfaction to be able to lead a life which is dignified. Again, doesn't matter how much we have. You can have a lot and still be the most dissatisfied person because you might have that greed to own more and more and more. But I think we've learned from our experiences, each one of us has learned that more is never enough. It is never enough. You can have a lot and still be the most dissatisfied person. And you can have not a lot and still be very, very satisfied. So it completely does not matter how much we have. What is important is to be satisfied with what we have. Another very important aspect of satisfaction is generosity. Now, what happens if we keep seeking more and more, but we're not giving in our nature? It doesn't work that way. Now imagine, again, I'm going to give you a very practical example, okay? Imagine you have a pot or a pot, okay? Like an earthen pot, and it is completely full with water, all right? Now, I'm telling you, believe me, and you can take my word, okay? I'm giving you this scenario that no matter how much water you drink out of that pot, I guarantee you it is going to stay full. It's like a boon you have, okay? No matter how much you consume out of that pot, it'll automatically top up again. Now, wouldn't it be very selfish of you if you just quench your own thirst? When you have that boon, that the pot is going to automatically fill up again. So wouldn't it be nice if you can share with more people? And the beauty is, the more you share, the more you give, you keep receiving more and more because you're always making that space available so you can receive more. It's like opening doors and windows. If we open doors, but we don't open the windows, there is no ventilation, No matter how good a breeze there is outside, it will not enter inside your house if you don't open the windows because the air also needs that path. In the same way, if we receive, we have to be able to give. And for that, you have to remember there is a power which is looking after you, and that power is going to guarantee that your pot always remains full. So with that satisfaction in your heart, that you will never have less, you will have all that is required for you to lead a dignified life, all that is required for you to lead a satisfied and balanced life, all that is required to be a nice family of humans living together. We are family. I might not know you, you might not know me, but we are one. We are a family. And we have to have that greater sense of family, not restricted to just me, my parents, or my partner, or my children. It has to be more than that. And I think these challenging times are teaching us just that, we as humans have to come together as a family. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't give you that sense of satisfaction ever. As you can see on the screen right now, we will now be looking at the location and the representation of this energy center on our subtle body. This energy center is green in color, has 10 petals, and is situated on the navel, on our spine. And as you can also see, it is represented on the middle finger in our hand. So the left hand corresponds to the left and the right to the right, obviously, and also the big toe on our feet. So this is primarily the location of this energy center on in our subtle body. So let's put our attention on this energy center right here. Okay. Now, if it helps, if you feel like it's very hard to put your attention, what you can do is just gently massage this center with your right hand. And as soon as you massage, you feel, because you're sensitive to touch, you immediately have your attention on your navel. So just keep your attention on this center and your hand gently over here and slowly close your eyes. Let's take a deep breath and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Mother, please make me satisfied from within. I am satisfied, peaceful, and generous. Please give me dignity. Mother, please look after my well-being and make me a dignified person. Mother, please make me balanced and righteous. And please open the path of my spiritual evolution. You can slowly move your right hand in clockwise direction just over this energy center. Mother, please make me my own master, my own guru. Let's say with all our heart one more time. Mother, please make me satisfied from within and make me a generous person. You are the generosity in me. You are the satisfaction in me. You are the dignity in me. And you and only you can look after my well-being. Mother, please open the path of my spiritual evolution and make me my own master. Let's open our eyes slowly and let's raise our attention from the bottom slowly towards the top of our head. Keep moving your attention within yourself and try to be more and more aware of how you're feeling within. Try to be sensitive of how you're feeling on your hands, whether you have any prickling sensation, cool sensation, warm sensation, whether it's different on the different fingers. Just take 1 minute and try to be a little more aware of how you're feeling right now. Now that you're feeling a little more conscious of the sensation in your hand, the next question is, why am I feeling this way and what do I do now? For that, just raise your attention one more time and just say, Mother, I surrender. Please look after my well-being and me in totality, Mother. I surrender these feelings. I surrender these sensations. Please let me feel your divine cool breeze on my hands. Mother, please let me feel your cool breeze on my hands. With this surrendered attention, we will now listen to a talk given by Shri Mataji here in Australia on the same 3 aspects of satisfaction.
Now the left side is the center of the family life, the Graha Lakshmi, the goddess of the family, the household. A person who runs after money too much forgets his family. He has no time for his family. A husband and wife may meet somewhere on the airport or may just wave at each other sometimes, crossing each other. Or the children suffer the most. And in that case, the women also then take up with the men. They compete, what's wrong? They start copying men. And in so doing so, when they compete with each other, then what happens? That this family life gets disturbed. The woman of the household is dissatisfied, her ego is not satisfied. In olden times, the man used to go in the jungle and get all the wood cut, bring it home, and give it to the wife, and wife used to cook. There was no problem because there was barter system. He could see her working in the household. Now the husband earns the money and the woman spends. I mean, that also requires some work, isn't it, to spend the money? But to man, it looks like that I'm the earning member and she's the spender. So she says, all right, I will also earn. But in this, too much of competition like this between the two, what happens? The family suffers, the children suffer. And such a person will have problem with the wife will have problem with the husband, and you can always feel that center on this finger. If that finger is catching, that means there's something wrong with your family relationship, that you have to adjust yourself, and he has to adjust. It's an important, because you are like the flowers which have to produce a fruit. That's what nature wants. Nature wants that you are there to produce the fruit, that is your children. That's why you are men and women. That's the basics. Now, if you think that with that responsibility, if you can do something else, you should do. But the main thing is that, and if you don't do that, is to look after your children, to give them joy, have a beautiful nest for them, then I must say that you are neglecting your basic duty and your attention in on something else. That's why so many divorces are taking place and problems are there. Then women ask for their rights, they go beyond their limits, they became dominating here, the men become dominating. That's not the way we are going to solve. We have to know that we are two wheels of one chariot. One on the left, another in the right. Now, they are not similar. They are not similar. There are two types, one left side, one on the right side. But they are equal. In their whatever they do, it's equal. They are to be respected equally in the same manner. And it is always so. For example, I had a girl who came to me, and she was a private secretary. And she told me, Mother, you say this, but I've seen that all these men come and flirt with their private secretaries. So I said, all right, maybe so. But what does that matter? You see, that shows that something wrong with the man. He doesn't understand. He's off his head. He cannot enjoy his wife and he's running after other things. It's like having something in your house and you're looking at other things, you see. Like in India, if you go to somebody comes to your house, be careful about your things. But in England, I tell them, if somebody comes to your house, be careful about your wife. See? It's just a little difference between, but the second one is a dangerous thing because it's fundamental. The wife is the fundamental thing because you do not know what she will do, how she will react, and you do not know how the guest, because that is regarded as their freedom. But if you take away something from somebody's house, that's not freedom, because we can take away anything from somebody's house. Why should anybody arrest us? Because there is a free will for you to do what you like, is allowed to do what you like, but in that free will, you are harming so many people and ultimately your society. Now, these two wheels, as I said, are very important to God. Because so many great people want to take birth on this earth. So many great souls want to take birth on this earth. And if we behave in such a manner that all the time this chariot is this way going up or that way going up, I can tell you, no child would be willing to be born in this place who are great people. Only the people who are of the worst type will be born. There will be hooligans, there will be horrible people with a horrid nature, and they'll spoil the whole atmosphere of the countries where husband and wife do not have good relationship. The children will be such hooligans and such horrible things that will be surprised that at the age of 8 years and 5 years, they'll be committing murders and doing all kinds of such things that you'll be shocked. Now, between you and me, because you are also husband and wife, and one thing should be there, that we should not quarrel before our children. We should have all decency of husband and wife. There are so many things we do not do in the presence of our children. In the same way, we need not sit down and quarrel and say, I hate you and I hate you. I tell you, this is something you have to change little bit in our language. In India, if somebody says, I hate you, it's regarded, that man regarded as the most unmannerly person. I mean, very bad manners to say, I hate you. How? I mean, it shows that you are a very low type of a person to say like that. But I hate you, so what? If you hate, so what? You are not God. If you hate me, what does it matter? Actually, if somebody hates someone, so what? That shows that person is not a good person, just to hate someone. I hate you is a way of expressing something that is, I feel, is very wrong for the family system. It shocks children. Children look upon you as ideal. When they are born, you should see them. Most of the children nowadays in Australia are born realized. I see them around when I went to the airport and I see they are born realized. And they watch and they're surprised and they sulk and they feel very sad. They don't take sides. They don't like the father to fight the mother to fight. And one other thing which you must understand, that a certain gradation has to be there. A woman is the strongest point of the house, like this Mother Earth is. She takes all the problems on upon herself. Because she's the strongest. Who else can withstand this kind of weight on her? It's the mother. In the same way, a woman in the house is the mother, and she has to bear up. You see, it's nice to have a husband who comes home and says whatever he likes and takes out all the filth on you, than to have a husband who is very sweet, hello, hello, and outside he goes like a bumptious tiger on everyone. Such a man is you see, they are like children, I would say. They are like children. They have to take out their tensions on their wives only. And you should be an absorber of that. And that's the sign of a woman. A strong woman doesn't get easily disturbed by these things. She's not bothered. She says, all right, you little baby, come along. Now I have had 4 babies. Now this is the 5th one, which is the smallest has come. Let him shout and scream. Even with the children, you have to be patient. They'll hit you. They'll do anything. I would say that way in India, children are treated very kindly and they are special things. They will do what they like when they are children. But when they grow up, we do not have teenage problem. We do not have problem when the children don't respect. This is a very important aspect of our modern life that we have to understand. What is the relationship of husband and wife is? Husband is like, say, a gentleman who is definitely to be respected by the wife. But if she does not respect the husband, she cannot get respect for her children. But the husband has to be a respectable man. That's very important. If the man is not respectable, he cannot be respected easily. But the more is the woman has to be very respectable. If she doesn't give her respect, you can handle any kind of man if you are clever enough. Drunkards, all sorts, they come now. Because after all, they are human beings. They are not bad people. But because of mishandling, they just get out. And the domination of men is just a myth. See, they cannot dominate. They are incapable of domination. They just do it because they want to feel that they are superior. That's all. But they cannot dominate. Whatever the domination, what is their domination? Little things here and there. Just like children. That's what it is. If women understand their maturity and their responsibility as women, because they are the Shakti, they are the power of the family, and they are the potent Shakti for the husband as well as for the children. But if they get disturbed, then the husband is disturbed and children are also disturbed. But they are potent. While the kinetics are these people, like here is the electricity, all right. So we say very good lamp and electricity and all that. But from where does it come? The source is somewhere quietly sending the source and enjoying itself by giving that source. In the same way, this is a very important sentence. Why I said it? Because today I went to Melbourne and all the time this finger was burning up to this point. So that means there's something wrong with men and women as far as their family life is concerned. They're all very upset, I felt. The husband is upset and the women. Maybe the laws may be against men. Maybe here, I don't know. But in America, I found a husband and wife relationship is very queer. For example, I met a lady who was very queer people there. I went and stayed with a lady. She had a luxurious house with a swimming pool and this and a maid coming to do everything up and 5 stories and this. And She said, you see, one of my former husbands will come and see you in Los Angeles. I said, all right, very good idea. So he came, he was like a pauper, walking like this. And he says, I have got a room on rent where I'm staying, mother. It's very difficult. I have to share it with someone. I said, what? That lady who was there, she has a very big house. She's supposed to be your wife. He said, that's mine. I tell you, I lost it to her in a case. I said, how could you lose that in a case? Because she asked for a divorce and because she found guilty out of me, something. So she got it. And she married 3 husbands. All the 3 husbands are moving like paupers, and this lady is very rich. If you marry 7 husbands are finished forever, but the lady is so rich 7 times more than any one of them. So this is kind of a law I don't understand. First of all, why there should be a law I don't understand between husband and wife. I just don't understand. I mean, we don't have such laws in India, but everybody cares for the wife because she is the nearest and the dearest person there. Who else to depend? If the woman is dedicated and devoted to her husband, do you think he'll run after any other woman? He has to come back to her.
I hope you enjoyed the talk. And like Shri Mataji has just mentioned, that money and material things are only a source of domination if you have it in more quantity. So today, let us strive with all our conscious might that we should be aware that it is a source of domination. So let us not strive to have more and be less satisfied. Let us have that fine balance which is in the center, where we are generous, we are giving, and we are dignified. And for this week's exercise, I would like all of you to think about how you are feeling about these aspects, how you feel about yourself. Do a bit of self-analysis and be honest with yourself. You do not have to tell anybody. And there is no need to feel guilty if you feel that you haven't practiced generosity or if you lack satisfaction. It's okay. We've all felt that way because we're taught to be like that. It's a race out here, and we're consistently furballing into this race of having more and more and more. But let us break that chain and strive to be more satisfied people. And to begin with, let's take small baby steps. Let's begin with the one thing which we all have and which is absolutely free. It doesn't cost a thing. Can you think of that one thing that we have which you can give? You can be extremely generous with, and it doesn't cost you money? Can you think about it? Put it in the comments below if you can think about it. And let me know next time. It's an exercise for you to think about. What is that one thing that you can give for free? And the more you give, the more you get. So we'll start practicing generosity with that one aspect. Actually, if we leave it till next week, it's just going to be 1 week of you just pondering about it. I'll just let you know what that one aspect is so you can practice it, which makes more sense. And I will still give you a bit of homework though. So that one aspect which is absolutely free that you can give is love. It is love. The more you give, the more you will get. It is that one vessel which is guaranteed to be full. And once you start practicing generosity with love, you can slowly transcend in being more generous with more aspects of your life. Please be rest assured, innocence is always protected. You do not have to think that what if I'm exploited? What if somebody tries to take advantage of me? It will not happen. If your heart is clean, if your intent is pure, innocence is always protected by the divine. So with that, we'll close today's session and we'll raise our Kundalini, put on a Bandhan. And I hope you can practice this aspect of being satisfied throughout this week. Dwell more on it and be more conscious of how you feel about it. And let me know how you feel next time. You can probably post a comment. If you have any question, you can still post a comment in today's meditation. And yeah, just whenever you feel like you're not feeling balanced, just put your hand on your stomach and just take these few affirmations. Mother, make me satisfied. Mother, make me generous. And Mother, make me dignified. And we'll see you next week. We'll do the third part of this meditation. And the raga that you will hear now is specifically for this energy center. So enjoy the music and meditate for a little while longer. We'll see you next week.
All of them, let there be peace. Let their heart emit peace. Their tongue speak with peace. Their eyes see nothing but peace. All this has to change. Tremendous change has to take place. The whole universe has to take a different turn. All that is hateful, ugly has to vanish, and the peace has to prevail. It is not the peace of the dead, but peace of the living that has to come of the body. I bless all of you to be the channels of that peace, to be beautiful channels of that peace, to be glorious channels of that peace, to be great children of your mother, who is so proud of you. May God bless.